Hi guys, welcome back to Black Magic Beauty. My name is Trish and today I'm going to be going over my empties for the month of July as well as my low buy update. If you remember from last month, I was not very pleased with my progress or lack thereof of progress in my no buy, but I am happy to say that this month was a lot better. I wasn't perfect. I did still bring some things in, but the things that I brought in, I feel pretty good about, I feel okay about. I am still negative in a couple of categories, but overall, I think I've done a pretty good job of decreasing the overall volume of items versus increasing them. So just to recap, last month we ended with negative 15 points in my makeup low buy bank, 1.1 points in my low buy skincare bank, and negative 12 points in my body care bank. I'm gonna start as per usual with the items that came in that were outside of my low buy. I did not purchase any hair care items this month. If you remember from last month, nails is now in my low buy. I didn't purchase any nails either, but those would be included if I did. I did receive one item from Gratis. So I got the Ultralux Microvenom Hydrating Day Complex, which came at perfect timing because I was running out of my moisturizer. And I got a few items from Influencer. So the other item that I got from Influencer was actually another lotion. So I completely ran out of my daytime lotions and then I got two. So I think I'm set for a while. This is the Coconut Oil Daily Hydration Face Lotion. I was a little nervous about this because it's coconut oil, which tends to be a bit comedogenic, but I have acne prone skin and I've been using this daily recently and I haven't had any issues with it and it actually feels really nice. So I've been pretty pleased with that. So those two skincare items came in outside of my low buy. And then I had some other items come in. So from Influencer again, they were going to be sending me this NYX Fat Lip Drip Oil, which I do really, really like. But they, as far as I knew, they were only sending me the clear. They accidentally sent me like 7 different shades, and I'll throw a picture up of what that looks like right now. I am proud of myself for this. Instead of just immediately hoarding all of them, which I wanted to do, I took a look at all of them. And the 3 like more brownie, slightly warmer toned lip oils, I actually immediately decluttered to a coworker at work that I felt like those would work better for her. And I only kept the clear one, this nude pink, and then these 2 like sort of bolder shades. There's a berry tone and a red tone. So I did give myself 3 points for that as sort of like a pat on the back that I actually took the initiative to be like, okay, I don't need all 7 of these lip oils. Let me go ahead and pass them on to somebody else who could use them more. So those are the items that came in outside of my low buy. And then I have my empties. And the empties I am most excited about came from this palette right here. So as a lot of you know, I've been struggling with this palette all year, and I finally decided that the best way to pan it is actually to use it in different ways. So there's 2 big old shiny pans in there, and those are actually completely used up. I actually ended up using up the rest of this bronze shade. There was only a little bit left, as well as the entirety of this gold shade in a bronzy body butter that I mixed up, and I did post a short about that. And I used up all of the body butter, which means these two shades are actually gone. So I got 2 points for each of those. So that's 4 points total from my Pan That palette, and I am very, very happy to actually see true pan in this palette. I also finished up just a mini of my Falsies mascara. So that gives me 5 points towards my low buy. as well as the declutter of my 3 lip oils that I got, and this KVD contour gel declutter that just went bad. I had this in my Graveyard Project pan, hoping to use it up before it expired. It only has a shelf life of like 6 months, and I've had it since April of 2022, and it is now August of 2024. So I had this 4 times longer than I'm supposed to, and it eventually went bad. When I started using it again recently, I started getting breakouts, and I noticed it had a funny smell, and I'm like, nope, I'm done. So I decluttered that. So that's actually another 4 points in my low buy. And I'll pop up a picture here too of all my declutters from the last month, which I showcased in my Makeup Smash or Pass Part 2. I actually ended up decluttering 42 points worth of items, which I was very, very pleased with. 3 of those were actually palettes, my Pat McGrath palettes. Not all my Pat McGrath palettes, but like my Pat McGrath holiday palette. I had been panning one of them in my Project A to Z, and I just realized that it just wasn't the palette for me. Out of like the 18 shades in there, I was really only gonna use like 6 of them, and the pink one that I was using, I did like it, but I was still kind of forcing myself to use it. And I have other pinks. I'm excited about that because that in and of itself was 28 pans of eyeshadow, that most of which were barely touched. Like I had made a big dent in that one that I was specifically trying to pan, and the rest of it, like I've used a couple of the shades a few times, and everything else literally I had not used. I'm happy that those are gone. And then I ended up getting rid of a bunch of other stuff too, just old stuff that didn't work well for me. I gave some away to my coworkers, I threw some out. All in all, I was able to bring my low buy balance all the way up from the -15 that it was at last month to 45 points, which I was very pleased with. I did bring a couple of items in, but again, I'll get into that. I'm not mad about it. Like these items I actually feel like kind of made sense. A little bit of it was FOMO, but I'll use them for sure, and they actually were very cheap. So I'll get into that in a minute, but from here I'm gonna go into skincare. So last month I was at 1.1 points for skincare. So last month I was at 1.1 points for skincare, and I finished up my Shiseido mini serum. This was the Ultimate Power Infusing Concentrate. I did like this, but I wasn't particularly impressed with it. It was just a nice serum, but I wouldn't purchase it again. But this, being a mini, was 1 point. I used up a full size of my Ultralux Face and Body SPF 30, and I scraped all the contents out of that. So that was another 2 points for me. I used up my jumbo full size of my Peter Thomas Water Drenched Cloud Moisturizer, which I absolutely loved. I think I honestly was overusing this. I've been using this every day for the past like several months. And I think because it was such a big container, I was just like kind of smearing it on my face, and you really didn't need a whole lot of it. So the next time I purchase this, which I will get this again at some point, I am going to be a little bit more conservative about how much I'm using at one time, because I was using like more than a pea size amount, and I needed less than that to cover my face, like half that much, honestly. It's a really good moisturizer. I really like it. Another 2 points. I used up a mini of my Green Clean makeup remover, so this is another point, as well as my clarifying lavender facial oil is completely done. So that is 2, 4, 6, 8 points in my skincare low buy. And since I had 1.1, that leaves me now with 9.1 skincare points again. And then that leads me to body care. I actually only used up 1 body care item this month, my Juniper and Ginseng deodorant that I scraped every last bit out from Native. These deodorants are like $12, and I love them. They're the only natural deodorants that I've found personally work for me. I don't like using aluminum deodorant, not only Do I try to be aware of the potential risks that are associated with aluminum deodorants, but they just feel gross on me. Like I feel like they never fully wash off. I always have a film. So I've stuck with natural deodorants for the last couple of years. But it is hard to find a natural deodorant that works because I feel like it really depends quite a bit on your body chemistry, which ones work and which ones don't. The native deodorants work really well for me. It's the only brand I buy now. But because they're so expensive, they're like $12 per. I will scrape every last little bit out until it's completely gone. So that gave me an extra 2 points. And because I had, -12 in my body care before, that basically brought me to -10. So that brings me to the last category that I currently have empties in. Outside of my low buy is hair care. I finished up this entire jumbo gigantic container of Kirsten Florian conditioner. I finished up my Hair Dance powder dry shampoo. I've had this for honestly like 3 years. It was one of those like sprinkle powder ones that instead of spraying in your hair, you just like dust in your hair and rub it in. It lasted me a really long time. It was kind of messy though, so last month I repurchased a different dry shampoo that you do spray in, hoping it wouldn't be as annoying to use. But I did use this one up. This is a bit of a spoiler, but I also used up completely my Be Curly Aveda. So you can kind of see the bottom in there. My Be Curly Aveda hair serum. And then I also used up these 2 packets of Kristen S shampoo and conditioner. So those are all of my empties for this month. Now we can get into what I purchased. I placed 2 orders with 2 different companies. So I placed the first order with Native, which is my deodorant brand. I bought a lot. I already was -12 in my body care, and I knew this was gonna absolutely wipe out my body care low buy point bank. And yeah, it demolished it. But this is a purchase that I feel like makes sense, even if it was against my rules, because I went back through my low buy history and I noticed that I've been using up about an average of 1 deodorant a month. And I'm almost out of deodorant. Like that last Native deodorant that I just finished leaves me with like half of one in a scent that I would use during the summer time. The other one that I have, like, I could use it during the summertime, but it's a very, very like heavy gourmand scent of like vanilla buttercream, and it's just it's too much for me in the summer. Like in the wintertime, it's wonderful. It's like as if you were walking around smelling like gingerbread and peppermint. Like it just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? And it's a heavy scent, so like it smells like I'm wearing perfume when I'm wearing it. So I'm basically counting just the half of the deodorant that I already have in like a more neutral scent as what I'm currently able to wear. So I decided to stock up. They do, if you buy 3 deodorants, you get 20% off. And I could have just bought 2, and that probably would have been the better thing to do. But doing it this way, I know I'm not going to run out of deodorant again until the end of my low buy year. I specifically got a bunch of neutral scents that I'm going to be able to wear year round, except for this one. This is the buttercream and French vanilla one. That's the one I already have. That's about half gone. And I just bought another one for like over the winter time because I do absolutely adore this scent, but it only really works in the winter time. Everything else I got is like more neutral. So I got a unscented whole body cream deodorant. So this one I can just use if I don't want to scent at all. You basically put a pea-size amount under each underarm. So this was 4 points. The buttercream one, another 4 points. I got another black oak and amber, which I think is the one that I have that is on its very, very last legs right now. So I replaced it with this, and then I got 3 new scents. I got blackberry and green tea, which is a little bit more summery. but I could definitely wear that during the fall too. Coconut and vanilla, which I can wear year round, as well as vanilla and sandalwood. So 6 deodorants. It's a lot of deodorants, I know, but once I realized how fast I've been running through deodorants, I realized it actually kind of makes sense for me to stock up on these as long as I do not purchase anymore until I'm down to like 1 or 2 again, which I don't think is going to be for at least 6 months considering how many I just bought. And I did purchase 3 more items from Native. I purchased 3 body washes because I'm currently working on a Kirsten Florian body wash in like the big jumbo container, but it's got about this much left in there, which will probably last me about a week, maybe a little bit more. But after that, I have no body wash anymore. I only have like a bar of soap, which is fine. Like I could have used the bar of soap. I get that. But I like body wash. So since I was already placing the order, I bought 3 more body washes. These were also 20% off. I got a sandalwood and shea butter scent, cherry and vanilla macaron scent, which is gonna be wonderful in the winter time, as well as the coconut and vanilla scent. They also sent me this little coconut and vanilla mini as a free gift with purchase, which I kind of forgot about at the beginning of the video. But because this was a gift with purchase, this is outside of my low buy, but it still is going into my inventory. Like I said, not perfect. I could have done with purchasing like 1 or 2 deodorants from Target, not placing a whole order from Native, not even bothered with the body washes and just used up the bar of soap that I have and then bought the body washes. But I just kind of decided that if this is gonna last me through until the rest of the year and more, probably honestly until the end of my maternity leave, I was willing to take the hit in my low buy bank. So currently I am at negative 46 points for my body care, which isn't great, but I don't foresee anything else coming in until that is back in the positives again. And I did talk myself out of 1 completely frivolous item. So as you can probably tell from all the scents that I got from Native, I've been on kind of a vanilla kick recently, and I don't have any vanilla perfumes. And when I was in Sephora last month, looking at that foundation, I saw the Kayali, I don't know if I mentioned this last month, but I saw the Kayali rock sugar vanilla candy, rock candy vanilla sugar or something like that, and I smelled it and it was amazing. It was so good. And I was thinking about it ever since. Like I walked out without buying it and I was hoping I would just forget about it. I never forgot about it. It's still in the back of my mind. But I never bought it because I know I don't need it right now. And that is something that would be a silly purchase. Like deodorants and body washes, I am going to need eventually. Perfumes, I have like 7 of them already. Doesn't really matter if they're not vanilla. And as much as I would love that scent, you know, I don't need it right now. I can wait for it. And I think the gripping need of it has definitely faded over time since it's been a good month since I walked out of that Sephora store. So it's not like eating at me like it was that day where I was like, oh my God, I need to get it right now. It's just like, yeah, that's something that I want eventually, but I'm okay with not having it right now. And that's honestly, it feels good to be able to say that. Maybe I can ask for it for Hanukkah or something. I'll see. It's kind of expensive though, so maybe not. But anyway, those are my body care purchases, and I did make 1 more purchase in the makeup category. Like I said before at the beginning of this video, this was a purchase that sort of made sense and was also sort of just FOMO. So at the beginning of the year, I bought the Wicked lip liner from Give Me Glow Cosmetics, which is this beautiful, beautiful, muted kind of purpley gray shade. It looks phenomenal on me, and I've never had a lip liner like this. Unfortunately, I kind of destroyed it on accident. So I tried to sharpen it. And as you can see, that did not go well because I did not realize it is a twist up. So I was like, okay, you know what? That's fine. This is going to be incredibly annoying to use now that like I sharpened it so it doesn't really have any hold. So it's just like wiggling around in there. It keeps breaking off, but it's fine. Like I can deal with it until I'm ready to buy another one. I just might accidentally like run through it faster than I meant to. And then I got an email from Gimme Glow Cosmetics. It looks like they're doing some kind of an overhaul. I don't know exactly what the plans are, but all of their lip liners were $1. All of their lip kits were, I think, like $7, and all of their lip glosses were like $10. So they were running a good 70 to 90% off on these items. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. What's going on? And I looked into it, and it looks like I don't know if they're reformulating or what they're doing, but like the Wicked lip gloss is now discontinued. You can't find it anywhere on their site. They don't even have a lip gloss section anymore. All they have, or a lip liner section, all they have is like the sales section in which you can find the lip glosses and lip liners, which are all like 90% off. So I like freaked out thinking they're getting discontinued, which I think they might be, and I'm not pleased about it. I'm gonna be very, very sad when my Wicked lip gloss that I bought earlier this year is gone, because I couldn't even purchase that during the sale. That was already like just gone. Like it was nowhere on their website to be found anymore. But they did have the Wicked lip liners, and they were only $1 each. And usually, how much are these? I don't know how much they are usually. I think like $9. So I sort of freaked out a little bit and bought like 3 of them, which maybe was an overreaction, but considering they were only $1 each and I will eventually use them and they're probably my favorite color I've ever found, I'm actually not upset about this. Did I need them? No, I would have been fine without them, but I think I would have been really, really disappointed if I finished up my Wicked lip liner that I had that's all like jacked up because of me accidentally sharpening it and then not being able to purchase another one. So spending $3 on a couple more backups, I honestly don't have a problem with that. And I did buy a couple more items from the sale. I bought one other lip liner in a different color. Where is it? Vintage Mauve, which is just this really pretty, like kind of pinky color. And then I bought 2 more neutral lip glosses. Again, kind of FOMO. You know, I love the Gimme Glow Cosmetics lip gloss and lip liner formulas. I love them. And so seeing that they were getting discontinued and a lot of the shades that I had been wanting for a while were already completely gone, like it kind of made me freak out a little bit. So I got like the other 2 that I was like, oh, one day when I'm all out of my lip glosses, like I'll buy more. So I got the Sweet and Innocent one, which is like this nudie pink. And then I got Bubble Bath, which is actually, funnily enough, a pretty similar color to the OPI nail polish Bubble Bath. It's just like a pinky color. They're both gorgeous. I like them a lot. I will use them eventually. And when it comes down to it, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I spent $10 on this stuff plus tax. So even though it did hit my low buy a little bit, I had 45 points. No, I had 30 points in my low buy for makeup because I had just gotten rid of so many items. And I know for a fact I will use all of these because I did specifically make sure to only pick out colors that I knew I was going to really, really like. And I've been leaning a lot more towards just like neutral pink lips recently. Like the colorful, despite the fact that I'm wearing colorful green eyeshadow today, after I did that makeup smasher pass and I started realizing like, wow, like I do like colors sometimes, but for the most part, I really just like neutrals with like a little bit like of a spicy kick to them. And a lot of the color that I really do end up liking is pastels. It just made me realize my preferences a lot. So when I was placing this order, even though it was only a $10 order, I made sure to be like, okay, are these items that I know fall within my preferences? And the answer was yes. And I did have the points, and it really wasn't a lot of money. So despite the fact that I didn't need it right now, I feel good about this purchase. I feel like this was an informed purchase that made sense for me. Even though it was driven a little bit by FOMO, it made sense for me. So that did end up taking what, 4, 8, 16, 20, 24 points out of the 30 points that I had. So now I currently have, oh, and I had, because of the makeup declutters that I did, I currently have 12, because that took me down to like 6. And then, yeah, based on my use ups as well as my declutters, that was another 6 points. So now I have 12 points in my makeup. Like I said, I wasn't perfect this month. I did still bring some stuff in, but in comparison to how it was in May and June, I'm honestly pretty happy with the progress that I've made. I still feel like the items that I stocked up on make sense for me and my preferences and what I'm gonna use. I got rid of a lot of stuff last month, and I don't really feel the need to continue buying anything right now. So, like, could I have done better? Yes, but I'm still honestly pretty happy with where things ended up this month, and I'm hoping next month things are even better. Maybe I can go the whole month without like bringing a single thing in. I think that'll be a nice little challenge to see if I can go the whole month of August without placing any orders at all. But we'll see. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye-bye.